The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
Well, Coach, congratulations on getting in the win column. Can you just kind of talk about the victory over Saint Augustine's?
Excited for our young men. 2 hard, long weeks playing, upper level competition and to be able to come back and get our first win of 2016 at home. I think it meant a lot for our fans. It meant a lot for our players and coaches as well.
That's good momentum heading into conference play. Somehow how that gives you some good energy this week for your first conference game.
It does. We've been excited the entire year to go against now a team that is very, very similar to us in our conference. Some of the same difficulties, some of the same type of players. Some of these guys that we recruit out of high school and they know one another. So, we're excited to go over there to Norfolk and have an opportunity to play our first conference game this week.
The first 2 games you played up, and then against St. Augustine you played a lower school.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your first real true test playing an equal opponent?
It is. This game, it matches up against a team that, we had a difficult game against those guys last year. I think it was 7-7 going into the fourth quarter. So now this year we get the opportunity to come back and, they've much improved. Coach Scott has done a great job with their program. You can see all across the board from offense, defense, special teams, those guys have made some vast improvements, some new faces on both sides of the ball for them. So, we're excited about going over there. I think we're an improved team as well, so it'll be a good contest.
Well, Coach, you all been talking about, talking three-peat around here. And so this is the start of that for the three-peat. Do you talk to your guys that, hey, the real season really starts for us this week?
This is somewhat of the second season within the season. It's one of those opportunities where we get a chance to go out there and showcase what we can do. We finally playing a MEAC competition team. So, this type of game matches a team that is very similar to us. And that's what we're most looking forward to. The first 2 games, we're playing teams that, we were a little outnumbered. The last game, we probably had the advantage at some spots. But this team, there's no clear-cut advantage anywhere across the board for our program in this game.
Talk about Greg Hankerson and the kind of problems he presents at quarterback for them.
Outstanding. Really talented young man. We've had our fits with him last year. He's been doing some good things this year as well. He's been throwing the ball a lot better probably this year than he had last year. So that's one of the things. Now it's more of a two-headed monster that you got with Greg. He's always been an outstanding runner, but now the ability to throw the ball, he has some weapons around him that can do some things. They present a matchup issue.
Is he a guy you want to try to box in and make sure he doesn't start running around or gets outside the pocket where he can make plays?
Yeah, I think he's gonna do some great things with his legs. The biggest thing for a young man like that is you can't let him take over the game and control every aspect of the game. We're going to have our hands full trying to contain him. We understand that he's going to break contain sometimes, or he's going to get out the pocket and do some things with his legs because he's just a talented player. But we also have to understand that we cannot let him dictate the entire flow of the game, and we got to do what we can to stop him.
After you got that, win over St. Augustine, you feel like you getting some, good juice from your guys now. Now you have a win under your belt. Even though, it's against a lower division team, but, still, you think you get some good juice, you guys going into practice this week? I
think so. We're excited to be starting MEAC competition play. We're getting to the season where every game counts a little bit more. Every situation is a little bit more intense, and they understand that, and I'm sure our opponent understands that as well. One game could cost you a championship or a chance at a championship, so we want to make sure we dot our I's and cross our T's and make sure we're ready to go in every aspect of this game.
Is there more added pressure? I know you probably haven't practiced yet, but do you feel like the guys will be a little bit more tense or more focused or more locked in because they know one slip up could be it?
I hope that they are more locked in and more focused for this week. I think every game presents its own sense of pressure in itself. But this game right here, it does present a challenge because, it is a first competition that actually means a chance at playing for a Celebration Bowl berth. Means, playing for a potential playoff berth as well. So, they are more focused and locked in. We had some things happen on Sunday. We had some more meetings. We presented a scouting report to them. So, this week is going to be a little bit more intense than probably past weeks.
This past weekend was the first time you were able to play with the lead. So when you guys get up, Talk about how, to your advantage, the defense just pin their ears back and just really get after people. That was the first time they were doing it this past weekend.
Yeah, I think, whenever you get a situation where you can get up on people, I think we can be somewhat more aggressive on both sides of the ball. And in special teams phase, we can go after punts somewhat more. We can push the ball down the field on the offense side of the ball. But what you saw is what I hope that we can be able to do somewhat this year is potentially just come out, start fast, and then play an aggressive style of ball like we would like to play.
Does your game plan really change once you get up a couple touchdowns defensively?
Not really. The biggest thing is you try to talk to them about not giving up big plays, because big plays change the momentum, and it's a big momentum swing for any team, whether you're home or away. So once we got up by a couple of touchdowns, we wanted to make sure we secured the lead, and we just kept playing our brand of football. And fortunately, it worked out for us.
Now, if you've played these other games now as you head into conference play, where do you see your team at heading into a conference play now? Are you think where you want to be offensively and defensively?
I don't think we're never exactly where we would like to be, but one thing that I am pleased with, we're healthy. We don't have any season-ending injuries right now. We will recoup some bodies back for this upcoming week, which is always good. So, we'll learn a lot more about our team after the game on Saturday night.
Other than the one play, they gave it the slant for the big touchdown. Was that about as perfect an effort you're going to see from your defense? I know no coach is going to see a perfect effort from that team, but that's pretty close to you'll get from them?
There was some lapses at some times. We gave up a big explosive play to one of their receivers, obviously the touchdown play, and a couple of third down possessions. I wish we could have got back and got them off the field. We gave up a few more yards than we did last year, which I didn't like to see. But overall, if I could take probably 3 plays back from the defensive perspective, that game, I thought it was a really good performance by the defense.
3 plays out of 4 quarters, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. It truly is.
Ramadan came on. MEAC Rookie of the Week. He came in the second half and had a great game. Just talk about his performance. That's the first time you really seen him under the lights in extended time.
We talked about it all week as far as if Nail got a chance to go in the game and do some things. We had a package for him to make sure that he would go out there and perform well. The biggest thing was he went out there and executed it at the level that we would like to see him. You never know when Malcolm Bell will have an equipment issue, or he may get injured in a game or whatnot. And Nail being able to come in there and execute our offense and move our offense down the field was very pleasing.
I don't want to say he's going to steal some snaps from Malcolm, but are there some situations where you may just get in the game just for a different situation, or you just want to see him, want to give Malcolm a break maybe, or just are there some snaps for Ramadan, some future games? You
just never know. That's a game-by-game, case-by-case scenario. One thing he did do on Saturday night was he instilled some confidence in us as coaches to understand that if something does go wrong or something does happen, we feel comfortable about putting Nail in the football game.
Coach, you had a offensive lineman score a touchdown last week. So what was the impetus for that? How did that come about? What was the backstory on that? How did that all come about?
Well, Carl was recruited here at North Carolina Central as a fullback, so he was an undersized offensive lineman as well. So, over the years he's put on some weight, and we've been able to be a great center for us. But the biggest thing was, anytime you get a chance to reward guys that's been quality to your program, they've done some really good things as far as being a spokesperson and a leader. I wanted to give him an opportunity to have something he could cherish for the rest of his life. And we were able to put in a package in that allowed him to touch the ball, and he scored a touchdown, and hopefully he can cherish that for the rest of his life.
Well, we all remember Refrigerator Perry back in the day when he did that and everything. Could this become a trend here?
You never know. I think it's not over. We do have a package in, and he does do some good things as far as being a fullback, either touching the ball or being a lead blocker.
Is this the first? This is like the first true road game. Duke, right up the street, Western Michigan. After halftime, this place was almost empty. Dick Price Stadium in Norfolk State is going to be like your first true road test for the guys.
Well, I don't think it's, we don't change anything as far as when we go on the road, as far as how we travel or what we do on our Friday or Saturday morning routine. It is somewhat of an earlier game, so we have to wake up and get rolling because the kickoff is at 2 o'clock. So that in itself probably presents the most challenge. As far as going away to an opponent's stadium and preparation, it's all about the same.
Carl said he actually likes playing on the road. Is that pretty much the mindset for most of you guys throughout the locker room?
I think every guy is somewhat different. Obviously I like home games. We've been able to have success at home, and the routine stays pretty consistent. So I always like that. But, some guys like that intense and that rivalry of going on the road and being in someone else's stadium and having an opportunity to beat them at home.
Freddie Ajuda, did I say that right?
Ajuda, yeah.
This is the second straight week he's been on as a starter, so this is like the first week he's been a consecutive guy, the same guy at that spot. What did he show you in the St. Aug game?
Freddie is very explosive. He's a young man that can come off the edge. Him and Keywan Cox together, they present some matchup issues, we think, for any offensive lineman, whoever we play. So Freddie, he came in, he provided some instant pressures on the quarterback. I think he was almost able to get a sack. So he did some good things, and we're excited about, as we progress these next 8 weeks, just kind of seeing how Freddie can help our football team.
Boxing in a guy like Hankerson, you got Freddie, you got Keywan, you got Antonio. How important is to have those explosive guys who are athletic and can chase them down if they need to?
Very important. Whether they make the tackle or they push them out of bounds, they also present an issue where they can force them to our linebacker core. Guys like LeGrand and Jeremy and also Reggie, they all kind of play a combination role of trying to box the quarterback and keep them contained. And if we can do that, we feel good about our chances.
Defensively, what kind of challenges do Norfolk State present?
Very athletic up front. I think probably one of the better defensive line fronts in our entire league. Chris Lee, who's a MEAC conference preseason selection. Also, too, they got Walter Brantley, who's doing some good things. Got a transfer young man from Old Dominion, Terrell Reed. They all present some matchup issues across the board. I think we're not going to see too many more athletic style of defensive fronts than what we're going to face this weekend.
Have you been pleased with the way the offensive line has played through 3 weeks?
I have. I've seen them get better, and that's what we talked about each and every week is trying to grow and get better as an offensive line, as a whole entire offense unit. We were able to put up some points on the board, and we always talk about it starting up front. Carl and Terrence Wells, they kind of anchored that group, and Jamal Simonet's been playing extremely well the last 3 weeks. He's kind of the unmentioned name sometimes, but he's a guy who's a senior, has been playing extremely well also. So, their offensive line, I think they're paving the way. They got some momentum last week, paved some holes for Darrell McClain. So, I'm pleased with the way they're playing so far.
I want to go back to Ramadan for one more question about him. When you put him in, is he like a mirror image of Malcolm? Do you have to change the play call or change much when you put him in the game?
I don't think he's a mirror image right now because Malcolm, he's been under the helm for almost 3 years now, pretty much. But they do present a similar skill set. Ramadan's a young man that he can run and make plays with his legs. He's still developing and learning the passing game and learning what we like to do. But as far as understanding what we're trying to do, we do narrow the package down somewhat for him. But he can make all the throws, and he can run just as good as Malcolm.
Do you see similarities between Malcolm Bell and Greg Hankerson when they're on the field?
I do. Both of those guys are what you call dual threat quarterbacks. They can both make plays with their legs. They throw the ball. Greg throws the ball extremely well, and Malcolm's continue to grow as a passer. So, you're going to face two really good quarterbacks in the MEAC. I think they selected first team all-conference, second team all-conference. So it'll be a really good challenge to see who comes out on top.
You think Malcolm looks forward to these type of matchups against? I mean, he's not playing against this guy one-on-one, but they are probably two of the top quarterbacks in the league, and this game will tell a lot about postseason awards, things like that.
It will. Not only that, as far as who's going to lead their team to victory as well. It's the first time Malcolm's been able to go back to his home state and play at Norfolk. Last year they were here. 2014 he did not participate in that game. In 2013 I don't think he participated as well. So he's probably going to have a lot of fans, a lot of hometown classmates and things like that at the game just to see him play. So I think he's excited about getting a chance to go back to the state of Virginia and play.
You think you're going to have to calm him down a little before the game? He's pretty level-headed anyway.
We always have to calm Malcolm Bell down before the game.
Why is that? What do you mean? Like, you have to pull him aside sometimes, or just just rev it down a little bit?
Yeah, Malcolm gets excited sometimes, and it takes him about a series or so to get calmed down. Actually, been doing a lot better this year. We haven't had to do it as much this year as we did in the years past. But as we talked to him, Coach Taylor talked to him, and I talked to him. After about a couple of plays, he's fine.
You might do an extra talk this weekend because it is his home state, you think?
Well, we'll start mind working them today.
All right, we're here with Malcolm Bell. Malcolm, first, congratulations on the victory. As you look back, how do you evaluate the team's effort on Saturday?
Basically, we just came out with a high energy and effort, and no matter the opponent, we just wanted to work on our base stuff and just make sure we were ready for St. Aug and for the next week.
And what did you see as some of the positives you take away off from the offense?
Basically, just throwing and catching the ball. We did that very well in the first and second half. Nayo came in and kept it going. So we just look like we're firing on all cylinders right now.
You guys played two bigger schools the first two games, and you got played St. Aug last week. Do you feel like this is like the first really, really true test you playing an equal opponent?
Well, I wouldn't say equal, but we came out and it was a tough couple of weeks for us, and we just wanted to come out and do to them what what was done to us in the previous 2 weeks. So I think that worked out, but now it's just time to focus on MEAC play.
You say focus on MEAC play. Have you been around the guys and seen their intensity change a little bit since now it's conference play?
Yeah, everything matters now. Everything counts. We just take it one game at a time, and just work towards being MEAC champs.
Because you guys are so experienced, I guess you don't have to say much to the guys about, hey, this is a league game now, it's time to turn it up a notch.
Right, and even to the young guys, they know what's at stake right now. And, the guys that came in last year, they got themselves a ring, so they just know it's just a different culture here. And we know, just Coach Mack said, just taking one game at a time and just see what happens.
Ramadan came in, he had a heck of a game Saturday in relief of you. Did you turn to a fan and just kind of watching him like, man, I'm enjoying watching him play and what he was doing out there?
Yeah, that's my boy. He just came out. He pays attention a lot. He's increased his focus throughout the years, and he just came out and just balled out. And I'm very proud of him for it.
Is he a guy who's like always in your ear asking you questions during the game, like what'd you see and what's going on with this?
Yeah, he helps me out too. He's my eyes on the field. We don't have a vet guy in the backup just like Quinn was last year, but we have somebody that knows what's going on, and I trust his judgment. So we're pretty good on the sidelines.
When you say you trust his judgment, he's your eyes on the field. Can you give me an example of something he may see while you're on the field and tell you about?
Yeah, maybe if I miss a read here and there, or if something's open, or my steps are bad or something like that. Just little things that I can get ready and then get right. He just critiques me on that.
Malcolm, you all played a couple games and then St. Aug. So where would you say your team is right now? How you're playing right now going into MEAC play.
Well, it's always good to have a game like we did going into MEAC play. That's great. And we just have to keep going. We have to keep pushing in practice this week. We have to pay attention to detail and just make sure everything's ready for this weekend.
Coach talks about details, dotting the I's and crossing T's. And last year you guys experienced that the hard way at the end of the Bethune game where you were just a minor detail away from being undefeated. Is that something that you guys think back to make sure, hey, we can't lose focus at all this year because that one little lapse cost us? Right.
It's just the little things. We make sure we do that in practice this year. Every little thing, if it's wrong, we reload the play. We make sure it's right. And, we preach tempo and finishing. In the Bethune game, we did have them 26-7, and we didn't finish that game. So, the big thing is tempo, finish, and just, execution and high energy.
What do you remember about Norfolk State? What stands out about them?
Their defense has always been pretty good. They got a quarterback over there, and Hankerson, he's pretty good. If we let them stick around, then they can beat us. And we just have to come out early and be hot early, and just create separation.
I know you don't. I mean, obviously he's on offense. Hankerson is, but you guys play the same position. Right. Do you go into battles like this a little extra boost, knowing you get? They say, hey, this guy's pretty good too, but I want to show them that I'm the man.
Right. I mean, I can just go in and control what I can control, and the defense can control what he does. So, I just go out. He has a great quarterback. I can't take that away from him. So, it's always just a thought in the back of my head, hey, this is a statement, just to see, who's the best in the conference at the position. So, I just, take that and run with it.
Last week, I understand that you all had an offensive lineman to score a touchdown. So what was that like, giving him that opportunity to do that, and what was the whole story behind that?
For the past 3 years, Carl has really just been giving me the ball and just setting up the play and helping me out as far as, who's blitzing and stuff like that, just making sure the whole offense is together, especially the offensive line. So he takes care of me, and it was just a perfect moment for me to just be able to hand the ball off to him and for him to go in for a score. His first touchdown ever in his life, so that was great.
What does that say to this team to give an offensive lineman a chance to do this?
just giving back, I guess. He's just done a lot for, the football program and the school in general. So, I just, was honored to give him the ball.
We'll see more of that?
I don't think so. I don't know. You never know, but I highly doubt it.
When you look at Norfolk State, do you see a team that's similar to you guys?
In some ways, they have a good defensive line. We have a good defensive line. I can't speak much on the offense because I don't really watch them. But, they're a good team. They just know how to stick around. They know how to play hard and stick around. And we just had to come out and hit them in the mouth just as well as they do.
You said you guys are playing at their place, and you said they know how to stick around. How important is it to get out to a good start like you guys did last week?
Very important. Just like last year, we let them stick around until probably the third and fourth quarter, and we can't do that because they are a good team, and you never know when 7 is going to explode for something big. So, we just have to, control what we can control on offense and score points.
Are you excited to be playing back in your home state?
Yeah, it's awesome. 2014, I was injured when we played Norfolk, so I wasn't able to play. So this year, it will be my first year actually playing in my home state. So this is great.
How many friends and family members you got coming out, you think?
A lot. I'm asking a lot of people for tickets right now. So, yeah.
Is Richmond Norfolk about, an hour apart?
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour, yeah.
And Coach said he usually he has to settle you down a little bit for most games.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, you just talk a lot, you get amped, you can't stop moving. What do you mean?
He just wants me to be level-headed because sometimes, opponents, I guess I'm hyped up for the game just like other guys, but I play quarterback, so I have to be level-headed and just make sure I'm not too hyped up because that could lead to bad throws and stuff, misreads, and just staying with the tempo of the game, but just not being overly hyped.
You don't throw up before the game, do you, like on any given Sunday?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you look at this first MEAC game this year with how you go into it? Pressure, excited. You'll talk about three-peat around here. So how do you come into this game?
It's a great test for us to see where we are as far as as early as it is in the season. It's a great test for us to see where we are. And Norfolk is a great team, and we just hope to give a good show.
I'm sure you probably got recruited by Norfolk State.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Do you know a lot of guys playing on the team too?
I know a couple of guys. The cornerback Dante Haynesworth, and the safety. I forgot his name, but yeah, the safety number 8. I know him too. So it'll be a great game to play against guys who played in Little League.
I know you said you don't watch film on the offense, but I'm sure you've seen Hankerson work a little bit. Do you see similarities between you two? You're both pretty top dual threat quarterbacks.
Like you said, we're dual threat quarterbacks, and it's a great thing watching him. Just like on the sideline, when I'm watching him, he's doing great things. I'm pretty sure when he watches me, hey, he does great things. And I met him during media day, and we had a little talk and stuff like that. So, it's just a great competition, a great challenge for both of us.
Obviously, guys like Kewan Cox and Antonio Brown and Freddie, they can't touch you in practice, but they're running around. Talk about the problems they present, because they're going to present those problems for Hankerson Saturday.
Well, in practice, I'm glad they can't touch me. They're high motor guys. They know how to get to the quarterback, and they don't over pursue. So I could make a read or whatever, and they'll still be right there trying to get me. So it'll be exciting to see what they do against Greg, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
For guys like that, how difficult is it for a running quarterback for you? When you have guys who are athletic, they can box you in or chase you down.
It takes away that aspect, I guess, of just like running all the time. Like you just have to sit back there and just trust your guys on the outside. And you running around, it might look open, but then when you take off, they're right there. So, it's just a challenge. You just have to stay in the pocket and just wait a little longer.
Last year, because of injuries, you guys were a little slim at the wide receiver position and had to groom some guys. I think Saturday you completed passes to maybe 8 or 9 different receivers. Talk about the difference in the weapons that you have before you.
The depth is just great. We have everybody on board, and, we can just rotate guys because everybody knows what's going on and then tune to the game plan. And when you have that, the sky's the limit. Quentin Atkinson is back, Levonta Smith, Khalil's back this week. So, that adds some more guys to the repertoire, and I'm just happy to have them.
Carl said he likes playing on the road. He likes going to somebody else's house. You feel the same way?
No, I don't know why he feels. We argue about this all the time. I don't really like away games. I mean, it's cool, but I like having my fans here and just knowing I'm at home.
going to be like a home game for you, though, so this game should probably be a little different.
Yeah, it is way different. I'm glad I'm back at home, and just want to go out and give a good showing.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.